Hi Sagittarius, welcome to How I Love Tarot. This is your November 2022 general reading. I am pulling your oracle cards, and for those of you that have never seen me before, I am a psychic and a medium. So I'm going to be looking at 4 different areas of your life. Spirit may have the present position. That includes the present position, the strength, the challenge, and the outcome. Spirit may have the present position for Sagittarius, please. Now, because I am a psychic and a medium, I wait for I wait for the cards to jump out. Sometimes you'll see me, when the cards jump out, you'll see me put them back. It's because I don't feel the energy of it jumping out. Spirit may have the strength for Sagittarius for November. May have the strength, please. 1 card. Thank you. Wow, Sag. May I have the challenge for Sagittarius for the month of November? May I have the what's good in the outcome for Sagittarius for the month of November? Okay. So Sagittarius, again, for those of you that have never seen my readings, I'm a little bit different than the other readers in that it's really important that you take the present position. If you do not understand the present position, then one of 2 things are happening. This is either not your reading or you're watching the reading too early. Spirit may have the present position for Sagittarius, please. Present position. Because time is fluid, you will one of the reasons why it may be that you don't resonate with the present position is that the whole month has to play itself out, and then when you watch the reading it then makes sense. So if that's the situation, if you don't resonate with what I'm about to get into in the present position, put it in a playlist, come back to it and watch it at the end of November. Now, interestingly enough, whenever I do my own horoscope, that happens 99.9% of the time. And it's probably because I'm reading my own horoscope. So in order for me to be objective, the information doesn't come out where it makes sense to me. And I'm just, usually with my own horoscope, I'm like, this is bizarre. I don't think this is a good reading and all of that. And then I'll watch it at the end of the month, and ever since I started YouTube, that's what happens. It is, not only is it accurate, but it has played itself out in every single way. So, and that's what many people tell me, especially those that watch my channel frequently. Okay, Spirit, may I have the strength, please, for Sagittarius? May I have the strength? Thank you. Thank you. I'll tell you what the cards are in a minute. May I have the challenge for Sagittarius? May I have the what's good in the outcome for Sagittarius? What else, Spirit? Can you give me more information on what I'm picking up here? Go in depth for me in the outcome. Not that one, they say. Okay. That's the other thing that you'll see in my reading, Sagittarius, is that the spirit world are channeling with me while I am reading. So the cards will land a certain way and they'll tell me to turn them the other way sometimes. They'll correct me. What else in the outcome, Spirit? What else does Sagittarius need to know? Thank you. Thank you. All right, Sagittarius. Oh, I need one more, Spirit. I don't understand that. Give me one more. Give me one more. Thank you. Upright. Thank you. That's what I thought. Thank you. All right. So, Sag. Let's take a look at what's going on. We've got in your oracle, we've got Justice. In your present position. So what, Spirit, bring it forward. What's going on with Justice? So you're very focused. Some of you are very focused on work and creating a balance between work and work and your home life. It feels like for a long time that there has been a focus on other things other than your kind of like your heart, right? Things to do with your heart. Now, what I mean by that is, and bear with me for those of you that are not single, but for many of you that perhaps are single, this has to do with focusing on other things other than being in a real relationship. So there's always a reason, right? There's always work, there's always this. It's kind of like a distraction. Now, for those of you where that doesn't apply to, what it feels like is the balance of time and energy and being fair to what it is that you need and you want and to those around you, and always kind of trying to strike that balance between living authentically, giving to a situation in a way that you know that you have to give because you're extremely responsible, but also kind of being in this place where you're really understanding that things are out of balance for you intrinsically, internally, that is. And so you're being impartial and objective. You're standing up for what you believe. You try to see all sides of a situation, and you know that you win if your position is one of integrity. And for you, Sagittarius, it often is. You're not the kind of sign that does stuff that you don't believe in. I feel like it's impossible for you to do things that you don't believe in. Here in the tarot, Spirit, go deeper for me. Tell me more about what does Sagittarius need to know, what will motivate them, what will inspire them, what will help clarify that this reading is for them. What do they need to know, what will inspire and guide them? So we have the Three of Wands in the upright, and we have the Page of Swords in the reverse. And so what it feels like here is that you've been in a situation where you've just had to, having said all of that, you've been in a situation where you have not, where you've been kind of buying your time, right? And it feels as if you're in a situation where you're just going through the motions. And that has really been something that has caused you a lack of purpose and drive. So there's an area in your life where there's a lack of purpose and drive, and you're now looking to your future in regards to how do you create space in your life where you're spending where you are getting that purpose and that drive, where you are meeting the needs of who you are, where you are being, and I get the word exploring here, like you want to explore, like you want to travel, you want to engage, you want adventures, you want new things coming into your life, you want more time to do that and time away from responsibilities. So you're heavily looking at your future to manifest, and these are all hidden emotions. I don't feel like you talk about this. If you talk about this, it's only with very, very close and trusted people, or people that don't really know what that means to you. It's kind of like two extremes. It's either people are very close to you, or it's kind of like the superficial person that you meet randomly in a, I don't know, in a line of a grocery store where you're just chit-chatting, let's say about travel, because they're holding a travel magazine, and you say, hey, I'd always like to travel and I never get the chance, right? So it's kind of like in that context. And the opposite end being like your close and trusted one or two people that you really love and care about know this about you. In your so Spirit just wants me to go back here. So for some of you, in regards to relationships, it does feel like Spirit wants me to move here in the Strength. So I'm going to talk about relationships. It does look like you're looking at a situation. What we have here is the Five of Cups in your oracle. We have the Temperance in the reverse, and we have the King of Swords in the reverse. And so there has been a situation in your life, Sagittarius, that has been something that you've walked away from, something that you needed to walk away from, something that caused you a lot of there's a lot of disappointment here. It feels like you're being pulled back into that scenario. Something's being triggered here, and it could be time being spent dedicated to something that you thought was the right thing, but really right now, because the King of Swords, and now this is in your Strength, right? The King of Swords is in the reverse. You're looking at yourself in all of this. You're looking at there's a little bit of responsibility that you're taking in this situation, or a lot of responsibility, and it's kind of like you're watching your life pass you by. You're reflecting on the things that didn't turn out the way you anticipated, and you are forgiving yourself and others for that. It does feel like you are ready to let things go, and it looks like what you're doing is looking for hidden blessings. And it does feel like that's in your Strength, because you are able to reflect on such a deep level. You know, you can't, it's easy to say something was another person, right? But what takes real strength is the ability to then understand you in the context of that situation, right? There's always opportunity for growth. So even though you may have been in a situation where the person is to blame, let's say, I don't know, they cheated on you, right? That's a done deal, right? That's black and white. They cheated on you. You're the victim in that situation. But what takes real strength is the ability to turn around and just take a look. And I'm just giving you an example. I'm not saying this is what happened. Just to look at that situation and say to yourself, well, how did I allow myself to be in a situation with a person that would betray me? Right? How did I allow myself to do that? And it's not saying that you need to change or blame yourself. It's looking at that and just saying things to yourself, such as, I want to understand who I was at that point in my life. What was going on that I was ignoring the red flags? What was going on that maybe I didn't ignore the red flags, but I stayed anyway, right? I was very hopeful. And so it's that self-reflection. And like I said, it's not about blame. It's just understanding who you were at that point of your life. And so that's why the King of Swords is in the reverse, because there's a huge amount of reflection going on in your life right now. You're looking at all areas of your life and how you want to move forward. It feels like a chapter is done in your life, Sagittarius, and it's been a long time in the making. But this certainly is a chapter that has come to a close. And so now you're very much reflecting. Now, in your Strength energy, because you've kind of come to this point in your life, things are going to start to move fairly quickly. And so as soon as it's kind of like, as soon as you come to this conclusion, as soon as you make a decision about something, things start to manifest with you in a very quick way. It's almost as if, whereas before you put your mind to something and it takes a couple of months or even years to manifest, it's like you put your mind to something and within, good or bad, right? Within days, weeks, months, it's right there on your doorstep and you've manifested it. And for some of you, you didn't mean to, but it just happened. So you're in that time period again where that's going to happen. in your challenge, now I know it sounds like this bit has been a challenge, but bear with me, I'm just going to go with the challenge anyway. Here in the challenge, we've got the Ten of Swords, right? So what's happening here is at the end of a situation that brings relief, sadness, or both, and it's kind of like bittersweet. So you've been dealing with a situation that you wanted out of, but you didn't want out of. You've been dealing with a situation where you had to go, but you didn't want to go. You've been dealing with a situation where there's a love for something and great stability and great rewards, but at the same time you're not completely fulfilled. And so the challenge is accepting all of that. It's kind of like nothing is all good and nothing is all bad. And sometimes you do have to make that decision where something that is a mix of things and it's not clear, and the decision is made for you, or you make the decision, and now as you walk away from that, you know, because nothing is all good and all bad, what's happening in the challenge is that it's painful, right? Because you are remembering the good, you are remembering the fun, you are missing. So some of you are missing something. It could be friendships, it could be the stability, it could be the environment, it could be what that thing, person, place, or thing brought to your life, right? And so there's this needing to do what you need to do for yourself, but still recognizing that a part of you really misses that part of your life. But remember, the King of Swords is in reverse, so you had to do what you had to do, and it's all good. It will all work out, Sagittarius, I can tell you that. Now, in the challenge here, we have the Seven of Coins in the reverse. And again, it's just that processing this kind of lack of abundance in one area of your life as you move into the next. And look at this. We've got conversing energies. We've got the Temperance in the reverse, and we've got the Chariot in reverse, right? So we've got your strength energy showing things are going to move fast, and your challenge energy where the Chariot's in the reverse, that things are not moving fast enough. So it does look like what you're grieving, what you're missing will take time. That's what that means. Now, in the outcome, there is much to celebrate in the outcome. Now, for some of you, it does look like, and this is a different part of what I've been reading for, that this energy feels different, but it's going to sound the same perhaps. But what it feels like is there's something else that that you've let go of, not as intense as this, maybe not as much time spent on it, and definitely meaningful, but in a different type of way. And what it feels like, because what we have clarifying it is the Three of Swords, right? So something has let you go. Something from a situation has let you go. And it feels as if it is, you wanted to let it go. You weren't heavily invested in it. And again, this is something else, right? Spirit is showing me as if certain things, like all things are coming apart in your life and imploding, but it's for rebuilding, right? But in the moment, all you can focus on is the fact that things are imploding, but they're imploding because they needed to be gone, right? And it's now time to rebuild. And so what I see here is that there was something else that ended, and it does feel like you contributed to this, like this you contributed to as well, right? But this is something different. This energy is different, and it feels as if and it's you. It feels like you betrayed a situation. And I don't mean, and it could be, right? Let me just say it that way. For some of you, there was a third party situation that you created, right? That you weren't, maybe you were in some type of relationship or situation where you should have been loyal to, or you said you were going to be loyal to, and you weren't. And it ended up in a third party situation or something where there was betrayal. And I don't feel like it's a make or break. I don't feel like it's complete heartache, but it is a situation where, again, it's this process that you're going through of letting go. And here in the Four of Wands, what it feels like is that you let go of it let go of you, because you weren't being authentic to yourself, you weren't being truthful to yourself. But what it shows here is that there is, and again, this is separate from this, it feels as if you kind of wish you hadn't done that. You weren't in the right place. You know, it's kind of like for some of you that are single, or like this has to do with a love relationship, it does feel like right person, wrong time. It does feel like you that you want this person back, or this situation, place, or thing, right? And again, it's very separate. There's two things going on here in your life, Sagittarius, that have been let go of. And anyway, I'm just saying the same thing over. I can see what I'm saying, but I mean, I can feel it, but I can't put it into different words. So it does feel like there's gratitude here. It does feel like, having lost this second thing, that you realize you can't do this anymore, that you've got to be solid in what you want. You can't dwell on the past. You can't, you've got to heal from the past. You can't stay in this reactionary situation. Sagittarius, I'm really sorry. The dog is eating the tree. Can you stop? Wait, stop it. Stop it. Shirley. So if the tree starts moving in the background, it's because she's eating it. I apologize. Also in the outcome, through all of this, right, all of this learning, right, it feels like a lot of wisdom here, Sagittarius. So in the outcome, what we have is a victory, right? I feel like you're going to start to have a new perspective about, stop it, Shirley, stop, about how you move forward. I feel like you're taking all of this kind of experience of yours through the last several months and years, and you're claiming a victory. I feel like there's a new lease on life. You're going to make wise choices. And I feel like instead of staying in something that you know is not for you, you're going to get out earlier. So there's a shift of consciousness that's taking place in the outcome. Also here in the outcome, what we have is, and so we have the Six of Wands twice, right? So there's going to be a major victory in your life. There's going to be, I feel like there's this kind of sweetness for this, one of the situations here, or maybe both of them, where a spirit just corrected me there, where there's kind of, it's bittersweet. You had to walk away. Some of it you created because you weren't ready. But it shows here that you're now ready, right? And so you're moving forward with great intention, and there is going to be victory. There's two Six of Wands in your outcome, both in the, I pulled it in the Oracle and I pulled it in the Tarot. So victory is certain. So it's kind of like, be careful what you wish for, Sagittarius, because whatever you wish for is going to come true. There's going to be great success. There's going to be, and for some of you, that there's going to be some type of elevation in what you're doing. And for some of you, in regards to business, it could be like really refocusing and growing your business. For others of you, it's career and taking on a new direction. For others of you, it is scholarship, awards, it's academic. And for many of you, it has to do with relationships, right? Success in relationships. Shirley, stop it. And so so once you do this, there is, I mean, the world's your oyster, right? Look at this. We have the Seven of Cups, and we have the Judgment in the reverse. Spirit, tell me why the Judgment's in the reverse. So you're letting go of any guilt and shame, any blame, any self-blame. You're letting all of that go. And what we have here is just you deciding now, right? Because I feel like part of your energy is, I'm never going to do that again, right? If I want something, I got to go after it, and I've got to own it. And so that's what it feels like. For many of you, this has to do with relationships. For many of you, I do feel now that you're going to go after what you want, and you're going to commit to something on a really big level. I do feel like the engagement is there, the love is there, the joy is there, and you're really happy to move forward because you're deciding and understanding where your happiness lays. So Sagittarius, this all looks positive. However, it is a process that you're going through right now in the month of November. Sagittarius, please hit like, subscribe, engage the channel, ask me questions. And when you ask me questions, like those of you that said you needed the Sagittarius reading, it really helps because it helps me to focus in on the Sagittarius energy. So if you know, and I have no problem with you guys asking questions but make them detailed in the comment section. And I can't guarantee I'll pick anything up for you in particular, but it does help me engage with your Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius, that is your reading. I hope it helped, and I will speak to you soon.